What the heck happened to Tron and Bon? They should have been back by now. Oh, those two! No, I told them they were in charge, so I won't worry. I'll let them take care of it themselves. Hey, look at the clock! It's almost time for my favorite show! I almost missed it!
Next story. City Hall was attacked by a mysterious group of assailants this afternoon, but their offensive was beaten back by an equally mysterious young boy, pictured here on screen.
What? What? Who the heck is that blue boy? So Bon was defeated, but what about Tron? This is a potential disaster! We could end up losing a lot of money on this one! All right, it's obvious that I, Teasel Bon, will have to assume command. Who needs that key anyway? It might take some time, and it might take some money, but who cares? I'll use my ultimate digging machine, the Moral Wolf, to dig up the treasure myself! And I won't let any little blue boy get in my way either! Huh? Wait a sec. Bon's probably okay, but what about Tron?
Mission complete! Mega Man! You did it, Mega Man! Come on, let's go look for Gramps!
Mega Man, roll! Sorry to give you a scare like that. Don't you worry, though. I'm as healthy as I ever was.
That's a relief. We were worried about you, Gramps.
With your help, we were able to keep those pirates from getting the key to the ruins. Thank you.
Amelia says she'll give us a digger's license as thanks for helping her. Now we'll be able to look for parts to fix the flutter.
I know it's not much, but it's the least I can do for you.
Excuse me. Your Honor, we got a new problem. Those pirates have started digging up the northern forest.
What? They weren't able to get the key, so they must be going after the treasure directly.
I'm amazed they'd go to that much trouble. Even if they are criminals, you've got to admire their persistence.
Who knows what will happen if they get their hands on the treasure? Inspector, I want you to arrest them immediately.
Yes, ma'am.
Alrighty folks, and welcome to part 6 of Mega Man Legends. So at the beginning of this video, we got introduced to Teasel Bon. He is the last of the Bon family, and he is the brother of Tron and Bon Bon. Teasel's pretty freaking great, if I do say so myself. He looks like Sigma when you first glance at him. He looks like one of the more intimidating badass figures, but once you actually start hearing him talk and stuff, he's actually a lot more wackier and sillier, and I love the guy. He's great.
Wait a minute, Mega Man. I'm going with you. Look, Mega Man. I fixed the car the junk shop owner gave us. I may not have been able to get it fixed in time to help you before, but next time, you can count on me. There goes the inspector and his men off to get the pirates. I wonder if he'll be all right.
If they're using weapons like they did before, the inspector might have some trouble. Not to mention
that the pirates are likely to steal everything if they get there first.
Well, I think I better go help them.
Be careful, Mega Man. I'll wait for you in the car. If you find some parts that you think might be useful, bring them back to me. I'll get them fixed up and attach them for you.
Right. See you later.
Alrighty, so we're at the North Gate, which is just behind City Hall, and I could go back in town and look for some parts to upgrade some special weapons with, but instead I'll just cut right to the action and take on the Servbots.
Hey, here comes somebody else. He doesn't look like a police officer. Hey, it's that blue guy again. We'll show him just like we showed that officer. We ain't gonna lose this time.
So yeah, it turns out the Bond family have access to a whole bunch of tanks too. But unfortunately, the Mega Buster is far too powerful for these tanks, and the Servbots not powerful enough to withstand my gunfire. I'm a monster, I'm sorry. The fun thing about the Servbots, they are actually a good way to get health as well, because destroying the Servbots just seems like a cruel thing to do, but it is actually something you can do to get extra health, because if you shoot a Servbot as he's running away from you, if you unequip your special weapon and then push triangle, Mega Man does a kick, and if you kick the Servbot when he's down, he will drop health and it will refill your life gauge, and that's something you can do to get some extra health. I don't know if that actually ties into the morality thing. I don't know if that makes you more of a dick. I certainly feel like a dick when I shoot Servbots, kick them for health, but you can do that, so yeah. And here we see that the police are unfortunately quite useless in Cadillac's Island. Apparently their guns, their whatever, can't handle any of the Bond family's machinery, so it looks like I'm gonna have to be the one to save the day. Thanks, Inspector, you were such a great help. I'm so glad Cadillac's has such a great airtight defense team here. It's a wonder pirates haven't attacked this place before. But either way, the Bond family are now driving around in tanks, and if you can get behind it, honestly, this thing is super, super slow. It turns slow, the arm cannon on the top turns slow, and it also has machine gun bullets that it can shoot at you if you're in front of it. So I wouldn't hang around the front of it too much. Just keep strafing the tanks and keep shooting, and you should be pretty fine. And they also got these turrets that they've set up all over the hills. I actually had to jump off of a very high hill in order to reach this part, because Mega Man can't jump high enough to reach these walls normally. So I had to go behind, get on top of a high hill, and then jump from there. And the reason you want to do that is because there's something in this shack, as well as an extra piece of equipment that Roll can take advantage of here as well. Because Roll fixed up her car, Roll fixed up the junk car, so that means when you find random scrap metal or random parts, she can fix them up into special weapons, special equipment, like this safety helmet I picked up here. If I give the safety helmet to Roll later, she might be able to fix me up something good for my head. Who knows? Who knows? So it's right beside this shack here, and the shopkeep's here for some reason. I don't know why she's here, but in case you need to buy some extra armor, in case you need to buy some extra, Buster parts, you can talk to her, and she'll be here for this one particular mission. So that's where the shop lady is. And now I'm going to equip that stuff I bought. Attack +1, energy +2, because it's not just, one thing. Sometimes you find Buster parts that do multiple things to multiple parts of the Buster, So it's not just attack, it's not just range, it's not just rapid. Sometimes you get a mix of both, and that's always good. But otherwise, this place isn't really all that bad. The tanks, like that one I just took out, wasn't even looking at me. It didn't even seem to notice I was there. So you're really just coming up to them, strafing. If you're caught between two tanks, just strafe all two of them, and you should be pretty fine. The thing I don't really like about Mega Man Legends is that the Zenny that the enemies drop actually disappears fairly quickly. Like, it doesn't even take 10 seconds for the money to immediately disappear. Like, sometimes in the game, I will destroy an enemy that's, like, on a higher ledge, right? And then I accidentally fall into, a hole in between us or whatever, and then I have to go, the long way around to go get that money again. But by the time, if I've dropped in a hole or something, that money's as good as gone. Which sucks, I don't know why the money just immediately evaporates and disappears. But, Mega Man Legends logic, I guess. Data we just passed Data and an opening. That's where Teaselbon is going to be. That's where the next boss fight's going to be. But I'm going past it because there's an optional ruins area here that I can go into. And why not take advantage of it? I might find some extra weapon parts for Roll to experiment with later. Speaking of finding things for Roll, this one lone flower, you can actually pick it up. In case you ever found it odd that there's no flowers anywhere else on this map, and there's just that one flower there, well, you can pick it up and we'll give it to Roll later, why not? Because we're a good guy. We're a good, not quite brother. I mean, we were raised as family, but me and Roll aren't really related. If I were to hit on Roll, well, that would be totally acceptable. Because we're family, but we're not family, you know? And I meant as Mega Man, because I am not 14 years old, and I would never hit on a 14-year-old, because, that's not good. I've gone too far in this conversation. Anywho, we're in this ruins, and by the way, I showed that off in the first ruins when I was finding the junk shop owner, but there are actually holes in the wall that you can occasionally come up to and examine with the circle button. And sometimes those holes have extra items, sometimes they have extra money. So if you see like a black indentation in the walls, that is a hole. It's not just a graphical glitch or anything. It's not just bad textures. That's a hole that Mega Man can potentially reach into and grab something from, so... as before, this ruin is connected to the same ruin we were in before, the same one with the junk shop owner. This is part of the Catalox Island main hub world ruin dungeon. And if I wanted to go to where the junk shop owner was, I would need upgrades that let me jump higher, that let me destroy certain walls. I'm only in here for this one little thing here. The cannon kit, that's it. Now I can leave. Ow. Because, there's really nowhere else I can go. I can try other doors, but they just lead to dead ends that I can't really take advantage of, so yeah. And I'm getting all mixed up. The good news is, when you're in any kind of ruin, you could push the select button on the PlayStation controller, and it will pop up one big map to show you where you are in relation to everything else. It's also one of those games where, like, the more you walk around the ruins, the more it fills in the map. Like, at first it's, like, completely blank, but as you keep going through, it keeps filling up and filling up and filling up. And anyone who has this obsessive-compulsive, you know, need to fill in every square inch of the map so that the map looks perfect... you're gonna love Legends, because it's one of those games. You know, I'm not leaving this dungeon until every square inch of the map is available on screen, damn it. There has to be no loose ends. I can't have a wall missing. There has to be everything accounted for. Oh, you Surbots are terrible. Your tank was rocked. It literally tipped over. What did you think made it tip over? Anyway, folks, in Part 7, we shall take the fight to Teaselbon, who seems to be digging for some kind of treasure, but who knows what. Until next time, toodles.